There's a hidden metric that most dental practices and almost every marketing agency for dental practices do not track. Want to know what it is? This hidden metric is costing you thousands. Let's talk about it. So your agency sends you 80 leads a month. They say the cost per lead is $40. You're excited because your cost per lead is $40 and your agency is saying, yes, cost per lead is well below the industry standard, 40 bucks. What you're not realizing is that's not the true metric you need to look at. The true metric you need to look at is the cost per kept book appointment, which is $533. We're going to talk about what that math is, why, and why it's important to you. What's up, everybody? My name is Derek, and I'm a former treatment coordinator who specializes in sales, branding, and digital marketing. And on this channel, we talk about all things dental systems, sales training, and AI, and how you're going to plug massive revenue leaks moving forward. And today we're talking about this hidden metric that most people don't know about. So let's give you a quick framework. Per dental industry studies, the average cost per patient acquisition across the board is generally $250 to $350 per patient, depending on a whole bunch of metrics, essentially. Are you an implant specialty only practice? Are you a general practice? What's your Facebook and Google analytics performing at? Stay with me at the end because I'm going to give you the exact formula about how to track this, how to fix it, and to make sure that you're not bleeding money. PatientDesk.ai and other dental studies out there, the cost per patient acquisition per lead is anywhere between $286 and $320 as of the recording of this video in 2026. However, Google, Facebook, and marketing agencies report that their cost per lead is anywhere between $40 and $80. That's a 10 times gap of what's actually happening. Let's talk about why and what that means and what it looked like. There's 5 major gaps for the reason of that 10 times gap. Gap number 1 is the contact through lead. How many leads are you getting in, and how many of them are you actually getting in contact with via text, phone, email? Gap number 2 is how many of those leads actually book appointments. Gap number 3 is, of those booked appointments, how many actually show up? Gap number 4 is, of those people that showed up and the booked appointments, how many actually get treatment? And 4 and 5 play off each other, meaning you have patients that get scheduled for treatment and how many actually get treatment accepted and actually transfer money. That's gap 4 and 5. So let's break this down even further. 80 leads per month at $40 cost per lead. You're spending $3,200 on ad spend. 60% lead to contact, meaning that 60% of those leads you're able to get in contact with. Out of those 48, you book 12 appointments. So that's about 25%. Out of those 12 appointments, 6 of them show up. So now we're talking about 50%. So off of that $3,200 ad spend, the cost per kept appointment is 6 or $533. The reasons why most marketing agencies don't track this or let you know about this metric are a few reasons. They aren't necessarily lying, trying to keep it from you, but it's kind of like don't ask, don't tell, because their job is to give you leads. That's what they're doing. They're giving you leads. They can also tell you what that cost per lead is. But tracking that metric would actually expose their whole margin, okay? Also, they don't have access to your back-end software a lot of times. So when you take into the fact that their whole job is to give you leads, they don't have access to your back-end software, and it will expose their margin, that is why you're not aware of this number. Let's talk about what this metric is and why it actually matters. This whole metric keeps track of a lot of things, actually. It keeps track of your marketing spend, a real human in your chair, who showed up, and who actually closed the case. These are only metrics that track your revenue, essentially. Let's break it down in implant terms. If you're an implant only practice, let's keep that 533 cost per kept appointment number. If your average treatment consultation right now closes at 25% on a $8,000 treatment case, that $533 went on to produce $2,000 in expected case value, essentially giving you a return on investment of 3.7 times what your ad spend is. Let me tell you why this matters, because most practices think if they have a good marketing agency and running leads at $40 cost per, they think they're getting an average return on investment of about 50%. That's not reality. When you're talking about reality of cost per kept appointment, it's actually 3 to 5 times. Okay, so I'm going to give you the formula here. I'll also put it down in the description with the list of numbers that you need to pull in order to figure this out. Okay, but you're going to take your total marketing spend, that includes everything, and divide it by the cost per kept appointment from that spend. So the numbers you're going to need to pull is all your ad spend. So Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, whatever ads you're running, pull all that. Any SEO retainer you're paying a marketing agency, any content planner or social media planner that you pay on retainer, any tools you're using for marketing, email tools, email drip campaigns, any AI phone bot subscriptions, any other cost that happens in order for you to get a patient. You're going to total all that marketing spend up and divide it by your total kept appointment. So where do you pull the total kept appointment data from? Here you go. Welcome to my channel. Like and subscribe if you're getting value out of it. Pull from all your new patients. Filter by any new patients surrounded by these marketing channels. So when you acquire new patients, you should obviously have them tracked where they come from. So filter by coming from these marketing channels. Out of those new patients who showed up, that's going to be your total kept appointments. So example, your total marketing spend is $8,000. Your total kept appointments that showed up is 18. You're going to divide that $8,000 by 18. That's going to give you total kept appointment cost of $444. An excellent cost per kept appointment is anywhere between $300 and $500. The average is about $500 to $900. If you're spending anywhere between $900 and $1,500 per kept appointment, not good at all. Very, very concerning. You have a broken system that doesn't work if you're spending any more than $1,500. So how are you going to fix this? Well, make sure you answer every call, number one. So that means you should probably employ an AI bot if you're missing 38% of your calls like most practices are. So you need to make sure you answer every call and convert them into appointments. If you hire an AI bot, make sure they convert appointments. We did a video on that. I mentioned it before. You have to fix your no-show rate. So that means sending more than one confirmation text or 2 confirmation texts. You should send personalized video. You can use AI to do that. But you should send personalized video, reminding patients of the appointment. Maybe doing a pre-consultation, talking about what's going to happen at the consultation, right? But you need to send more than 2 texts or emails. That's for sure. The third part may trigger some of you, but you're going to have to really look at where you're spending this money and why. You need to make sure it's working and only keep the services or ads that is working. Cut everything else. The most uncomfortable conversation I have with practice owners is the fact that when we sit down and audit the numbers, they realize how much money they're actually losing based off their marketing spend and what's needed and what's not. They have all these different things. A wise man once said, you dentists get $297 to death, meaning that you have all these different things that cost $297 or $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 because you think you need all these fancy things and you don't. You need to really focus in on a core group of marketing, make sure they work, and double down on that. Get rid of everything else. If you want to talk further about this and discuss the CRM systems that we build custom fully for practices that's almost 100% automated, reach out to me. If you want to discuss AI bots, if you want to discuss what our trophy room app is, if you want to discuss content creation, whatever it is that you need help with, go ahead and reach out to me. All my contact information is in the description and pinned comment below. If you got value out of this, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps us grow. Until then, see you on the next one.